Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So it is time for another Art Addicts Alliance collaboration video, and the theme for this month was fairy tales, and I have had the hardest time coming up with something for this theme. Um, Fairy tales is not exactly something I enjoy very much. It's just, especially the modern fairy tales, they're a little too sugary sweet for me. I just don't like them. Um, so yeah, and normally I enjoy a challenge very much. I love challenging myself. I do it on a regular basis by really working weird mediums, trying to work in a different style, trying to just generally just really challenge myself as much as I can. But this week was just not the week for it because I have been so busy. Lots of things kept coming up, and I just didn't have time to really work as much on this theme as I would have liked to. I did come up with something that I really enjoyed, and I came up with the idea of trying to illustrate the old fairy tales, like the original stories for your favorite fairy tales, because the originals are so gruesome, and there are very few people that actually know how the original stories go. Except for Cinderella, that one's pretty well known, where the stepsisters cut off parts of their own feet to fit into the glass slipper. And trust me, Cinderella is nothing like these original stories. They they involve self-mutilation, cannibalism, rape and murder, suicide. It's just really it's a messed up world. um and so I actually had the idea that I wanted to do a big piece with all of these characters coming together with a little bit of a hint uh to what happens in their original stories. But I just didn't have time to actually really work on it, and it wasn't coming together. It was too big a project, and so I had to go for like an emergency solution, and I picked out the character whose sketch I liked the best, and someone who I thought story-wise was pretty cool too. So I ended up going with the Pied Piper. Um, and yeah, pasted the sketch on, well, I transferred the sketch onto this watercolor paper, and then I just started working. And from what I found in my research, it said that the Pied Piper, at least in the original story, he's described as a man with very bright colored clothing. So I thought I'd run with that. And so as you can see, I made his clothes like really bright, and I pasted in parts of these little silk paper, and I'm really happy that I did. It looks so good. My God, why haven't I used that before? It looks so awesome. I need to buy more of that stuff. Anyway, but yeah, I went with the Pied Piper, and I'm pretty happy I did. I'm disappointed that I didn't have time to do a more intricate illustration for you guys, because I really, when it's the Art Addicts Alliance videos, I really want to just make it grand and beautiful and awesome, but yeah. This is what you get today. So there's basically no background on this. There's only a little bit. But never mind that. Anyway, I want to quickly just go over parts of the story from the Pied Piper, the original story that is. And yeah, so the Pied Piper, we all know that he saves the village from like a huge rat infestation. In the original story, he does just that. He helps the village get rid of the rat. However, when he comes back to the village and, reports the rats are gone, and he is there to collect his money because, of course, they agreed to pay him for his work. However, when he comes back, the villagers refuse to pay him, and the Pied Piper is, of course, enraged because, well, that's kind of freaking, that's mean. Anyway, the Pied Piper gets furious, and the people just apparently don't care. And the Pied Piper leaves, vowing vengeance upon this little village. And so I believe it's a couple of months later, he comes back in the middle of the night, and he spirits away all of the village children except for one. Um, and they were never to be heard or seen ever again. So yeah, that's how the original goes. And I don't know about you, but my mind kind of goes to that he straight up murdered these kids. Um, And yeah, I thought that was really cool, and I really liked the idea, especially from the sketch that I'd done where the Pied Piper, he looks like a really happy-go-lucky person, like he looks fairly innocent, and that's when I decided for the background I wanted to do this black shadowy thing that's kind of ominous, hopefully. I tried doing like little children's faces in one of my sketches. Like I tried doing little faces, screaming faces, crying faces in the shadow, but it just didn't look right. So I went for this. Well, I went for the black thing you see now, and I'm pretty happy with it. I think it looks pretty darn good. Um, so yeah, it's a fairly simple illustration, but I think it's pretty cool. And I really like my black shadow. It's to put that little ominous feel into it that he's not as innocent as he may seem to be. And I was kind of thinking that this shadow kind of represents the tortured souls that he has stolen away. I don't know. It was just an idea anyway. So yeah, I ended up liking my illustration despite the fact that I had a really hard time with it. I'm really surprised, and it just finished today. Like I have done all the work on this today. I started working on it midnight. So yeah, now it's done, and I'm doing the voiceover, and there are still things I need to say. Oh my god. So by the way, go vote for next month's theme if you wanna, decide what we should do. Um, I will leave a link to that down below. Also, we are still going with the raffle from we're still doing the whole raffle thing for Dory from Dory Stories. It's going on. It's gonna go on for a little while longer, so you guys can still enter, even though there are quite a few people that have entered. You're still pretty much guaranteed a prize if you enter now. So go and do that. Definitely, there are lots of awesome prizes. And well, Dory has already had her. She has already had her operation, but she's recuperating, and hopefully she'll be a-okay in in a while. It probably takes a couple of months to get over something like that. Um, anyway, so I think I've said everything I needed to say. No, actually I haven't. Uh, Tomorrow night, Saturday, I am not sure if I will do a live stream because honestly, I am incredibly tired. I definitely am sleep deprived right at this moment. I can't get this voiceover thing to work, and I'm not going to do any more takes. You guys are just going to have to take it as it is. So yeah, I don't think I'll do a live stream. It depends on how I feel tomorrow night. If I feel better, then maybe, but yeah, don't count on it. Um, and yeah, I think that's it, hopefully. Go check out all the other videos from the other artists because they're all awesome, definitely. And I hope you guys liked this video. I very much appreciate you watching, that's for sure. And well, I will see you guys next week. Bye. That sounded really weird. I'm going to try that again. Bye. I need to sleep. Really, I really need some sleep.